Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Artificial Intelligence channel and group. Today's video, I want to talk about something that I've actually been working on with some clients lately. And I feel this is going to be really valuable if you own an insurance agency or just a local service based business. And we're going to talk about a little bit of direct mailing. We're going to talk about ROI on your campaigns. What part does AI play in helping you with that campaign? If you're in our private group too, I'm going to have a standard operating procedure, step by step, of a guide that you can use to build this campaign, implement it, have it basically ready to go in probably less than an hour. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's get started. But if you're over on the YouTube channel, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit share, subscribe, and like the channel so other people can find the same valuable content. So let's talk about this today. What we're talking about is campaigns, bringing in customers, using AI the right way, using our data the right way. What exactly are we talking about? Look, I wanted to look at some examples of using services like CollXDates, these data mining services that give you certain data. So let's just use insurance, for example, since we're talking majority insurance agents here. CollXDates can give you some really good things. I think it can range by credit score, the effective date, the home value, and all these things. These things are great. But sometimes it can feel challenging dialing in your messaging and dialing in your targeting here. But it's, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. But here's what we don't look at. Okay, who are we currently helping here? Where are we having success at? This is where we should be looking at our data in our CRMs, whether it's an EasyLinks, an Agency Zoom, a HubSpot, whatever it is. We need to be analyzing our data. And this is exactly how I do. What I do is I pull my policy data out of my CRM and my AMS, and I remove the customer's information like their name, their date of birth, anything that is customer related, I want removed. I'm even removing street numbers, but I'm not removing the street name. And I'll let you know about that in just a second as to why. What I'm looking for here is like factors that drove price. I'm looking for coverage amounts they chose. Different underwriting, maybe red flags, things that came up that help us understand, hey, what is it that's making us successful in this market? What is it that's making us unsuccessful in this market? Once I have that ready into a spreadsheet, then what I'm doing is I'm usually putting that into a Google Sheets. I'm continuing to use Gemini to help it clean it up. Now, once I have that cleaned up, I'm going over and I'll include some of these resources for it. I am using the Endless Customers Title Coach. And here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to jump over on a quick video and I'm going to show you exactly how I would do this. And then we'll come back and keep working on this. So let's jump over. All right, now I'm over here on the Endless Customers Title Coach by Marcus Sheridan Parkinson. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a coach for his company. He's a good friend of mine. I have followed him since 2018. So if you haven't read the book, Endless Customers, I highly recommend it. I've now read it 61 times, and we literally live and breathe it. Each one of my team members has a copy on their desk. But today we're talking about these different titles. You can see right here, you're analyzing all these things with Big I5, where we're talking about cost, comparison, pricing, all these different things. But here's what I want you to do. I'm even going to turn on. Typically, I have a voice control on, so let's do this. And I may have to turn this off a little bit throughout this video because sometimes it picks up my voice the wrong way. Let's see if it lets me do it, though. All right. No, it's not. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. My website. And look, I've talked about this a little bit in another video, but I'm kind of using this first part as part of the video. Now we're going to go way deeper on the campaign. I'm getting ready to pull my HubSpot data, and let's even see if Claude can do it. Hang on. Let's see. All right, so now you're starting to see here, hey, tell me what it's doing well and all this. And you can see all these different things right here, what it suggests. Now let's do this. Based on this, I would like your help in building a campaign for different cities in Connecticut where we could work on direct mailers. I want your help in dialing in the messaging, continuing to follow endless customers, and follow story brand. The goal here is to build a content strategy that I can hand over to my marketing team that they can help implement. It'll take us just a second. So here's a city by city campaign. Now we've actually already got pages for most of these cities already built. Now let's look at we really want to dial in. Let's focus on the direct mail strategy, and let's focus on New Haven since that seems to be where we do a lot of our business. And what I'm doing is, the reason I know New Haven is because I pulled my CRM data. Let's see. And it's not ready yet, but when it is ready, I'm going to actually put my CRM data in here to help me continue to improve this. You kind of see the campaign here that we're focused on. I want you to focus on different data sources too, like companies like Leo or XDates or Cole XDates that pulls customers' effective dates of when they bought a home, the home value, credit score, income range, all these different things. Understanding the target market here is going to be homeowners who have a household income over $125,000. I want you to focus on areas of New Haven where flood insurance is required. You look at my data on deals we've done in New Haven, relate streets back to zip codes, and relate these zip codes back to certain neighborhoods, giving me the list of the neighborhoods that we could target for New Haven for this direct mail strategy. All right, now let's see what it comes back on. It's doing that. Let me go back over the Claude, see if Claude's got anything ready for me yet. It's still working on it. All right, see now it's starting to look at neighborhoods and all these different things. Now, based on this, what we're going to do, this is where your data in your CRM. Now, what you can do is you can feed your data in here based on deals that you've closed. Remember, do not include customer information. Do not include the street number, just the street name. And the whole point is you have the street name, you have the zip code, coverage amounts, percent. Maybe you closed a deal, you didn't close it. And by dialing that in here, it's going to help us even segment this even more. Right? Where should we be putting the most bang for the buck to get the ROI on this campaign for this direct mailer that we're going to be doing? Now remember, you should always remember this: AI is a guide. You do not want to just copy and paste. I am guiding it. It's giving me zip codes and all these different things. Looking at these basically, you know, for example, this based on the income. Let's focus on Woodbridge, Connecticut, and let's focus on parts of New Haven, East Haven area. So it's able to pull that median income for me there. All right, so you see it's kind of helped us build this plan here. All right, now let's start to look at this campaign strategy here for the flood insurance. And we looked at these two areas that have the highest income here, and now we're looking at these targeted pockets. In working on this messaging, I want you to understand that this is going to be a postcard. We're probably going to have to get a QR code on that postcard, probably a phone number. So we're not going to have that much room probably for the messaging. So we really got to dial it in, remembering that 5 words has to give a 10,000 word message. We know they have the risk of flooding, and we know that they already have flood insurance if they have a mortgage. Here is about having the right coverage at the right pricing, knowing, hey, you might be missing out on better options, or you may have put your stuff at risk by not checking with the right options, like we see with clients every day. And that's why I'm going to use my data from HubSpot to break down the pricing for these different areas, what we really see from a coverage standpoint, and what's really driving rate in these places to help people understand what it is they might actually be missing out on. Right. I still think we need to work on the main hook about could your property be at risk of flooding? They know they're at risk of flooding because they're required to get flood insurance. You see, that's I said. This is what I tell you. You've got to have your foundations when working with AI because AI may just be a yes man sometimes. AI is not always going to give you what you want, and when you have your foundations for the right way and your messaging, your audience, and all this, you can know when it's wrong. You can know when it's off. So here we could build some kind of self-assessment tool. We could also talk about visit the QR code here on this postcard to use our self-assessment tool or our calculator to see if you have the right coverage or if you have the right price. And we'll be able to tell you in less than 60 seconds. All right, now we go back over here. All right, so now you're starting to see this right here. We're starting to look at the different messaging for each one of these areas. Now we have the landing page copy. Now let's just click on this and see what happens. So there's a few things here. Now we have this direct mailer, right? And this is where I see a lot of people miss out on direct mail. And this is where we can use the AI to really take advantage of it. We can use the AI to help build the copy for the landing page and all this. So they take a picture of the QR code. They go to the landing page. Now, potentially, you can retarget them with a YouTube ad. You could retarget them with a Facebook ad or something else based on the URL that they visit, which was this one right here off of the mailer. So many times before, what people would do is, oh, someone got a mailer in the mail, you send it to them, you'd hope that they would contact you. I mean, this is probably why the conversion rate on these is less than 5%. But what can we do and how can we take advantage of our data? Now, this is where I would be putting my data in here, where we could talk about. Now, let's talk about in these particular neighborhoods, what we really see from our HubSpot data and what people really pay, where the average across the country for flood insurance premiums is about $1,200. Across the state of Connecticut, that average is about $2,600. However, our clients typically pay about 35% less than that state average and get coverages way more than the National Flood Insurance Program. Things like additional living cost and replacement costs on their contents and all these different things. Now, I want to take that data and use it to improve our messaging. All right, we're kind of getting there. And look, I'm not going to take you all the way there in this video. It's more about you just being able to see how you could use something like the Endless Customers Title Coach to help you build this campaign. So now we kind of have this. Let's work on the next part of this campaign. Okay, now that we've kind of got our messaging dialed in, we need to put together our implementation strategy. How many postcards are we going to send out? How often are we going to send them? What's going to happen when someone takes a picture of this QR code and visits us? How is the retargeting ad going to be done? Is it going to be done with a YouTube ad? Is it going to be done with a Facebook ad? How are we going to do this based on top percent earners or certain home values and all these different things? So I want you to help me build a strategy so I can build out this entire plan to hand it over to my marketing team so they can help implement it. All right, so it's starting to dial these things in right here. Where we got the income, we got the home value, and all these different things. Typically, we're going to be touching these same households multiple times over a 3 to 6 month period. Now, I would like your help on building the actual implementation plan into a PDF that I can hand over to the marketing team that is branded for the flood insurance guru that takes them step by step on exactly how to implement this, what the messaging should look like, what the direct mail campaign should look like, what the retargeting campaign should look like, even with the messaging on there. We could even get into what amount of money we should be spending on the retargeting, what amount of money we should be spending on the direct mail, even what companies we can look at using in this direct mail campaign. And that's going to have a PDF for me in probably just a second. As I said, it's still going through all this different stuff right here. And you see the YouTube ad here with the top 3 flood insurance mistakes in Woodbridge, Connecticut, for example. Now, the Google here is probably going to be the most expensive one because of just cost per click. But then we could have them segmented by home value based on how they fill a form out. Now let's get this PDF from them. So we have all this right here. And look, I'm not going to put this PDF down here in this document. I'm actually going to use that for our private community that they give access to, because that is a paid community. And if you're interested in joining that community, in the description of this video, you can go down to join the Artificial Intelligence for Insurance Agencies community, where I do show these standard operating procedures and I help them build these campaigns every single week, where we use AI in different parts of their businesses to help them not replace their people, but support their people. So I hope you have found this video valuable. I'm Chris with Niche Your Business, and I look forward to speaking to you in our next video. Thank you.